It's Week 12 of the National Football League. And coming up, we'll see Stephon Diggs, who's closing in on 1,000 yards receiving on the year. It's the Texans and the Titans, next on Madden NFL 25.
In the only building this franchise has ever known, we're at the home of the Texans. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott up here in the booth, and the talk about this game, Brock, is centered, not surprisingly, on a couple of quarterbacks who came through the draft the same year and now in their second seasons here in the NFL.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's year 2, year 5, year 10, or Tom Brady, like 30 years later. They still remember every guy in their class. And when you look across and you see your peer, you are linked together in that draft. You're also linked together in this league that knows how hard getting any win on any day is. And you want...
To kick off, here's Ryan Stonehouse. And we're off and running from Houston. Here's a return from the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. And after the play, they call for a stoppage pretty quickly here. Somebody injured down there, and it's their tight end, Dalton Schultz, in some discomfort. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Stroud in the air to start us off. It's intercepted on the first play of the game. Picked up by Chidobe Awuzie. And the Titans get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. There it is, partner. Tough to resist starting the game with a deep shot. I know you know that. It is aggressive, but also very high risk, high reward.
It is, Kate, and you know as an offensive player, especially as a quarterback, you go to bed that night, these plays are scripted. You're going to come out, you're going to take a shot. There you got to show a little restraint. If it's not there and that defense has the awareness they just did, boy, you got to be real careful to not give them an opportunity to do what they just did and make a huge play defensively.
1st and 10 from the 41. Has the connection to Ridley. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Desmond King up to make the tackle. We're going to look here at the receiving numbers for him from last week. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They'll run here with Tajay Spears. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Shotgun now for Levis. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Levis here on 1st down. That one's incomplete over the middle.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Levis throwing again on 2nd down. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Here's Levis. Got a man. Spears has it. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. The throw is caught. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6.
Complete
It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got first and goal. Now movement as somebody goes early, and for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost him 5 yards. Well, the jumpiness cost him 5. First and goal a little bit tougher here. Running it after the penalty. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up second down. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. Still a full 10 yards ahead of him. It's second and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And defenders continue to swarm over to get him at the line. No gain on second and goal, so they need 10 here on third. Defense showing blitz. Levis. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins. I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted, but that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Stonehouse now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They're out and set, first and 10. Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Jack Gibbons in on the tackle. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up second and 8. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That's complete to Diggs on the slant. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Markers reset, ball at the 37.
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
First and 10, a run to Mixon. Jukes out a one-stop. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. They'll run here following the penalty. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. They manage 3 yards on the tote. It'll bring up second down.
Brings up second down.
Mixon on the counter. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Titans will get set to take over. And the drive will start out with a first and 10. Throwing is Levis. Throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. And the Texans are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
Well, nickel has really become the base defense for so many teams in the league because the passing game has become so prevalent today. It really makes it so much more difficult to find an open throwing lane. It gives defenses a lot more speed on the back end to step in front of passes just like that.
The Texans and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And we're getting a look at the leaders in passing touchdowns this season here, where you will find his name among the top 5 right now in the NFL. First down, Stroud. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Shotgun now for Stroud. And this bullet falls to the ground.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Everly's kick is good. And we're all tied up now in the first half.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here, but they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, well, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage make.
This return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So now here comes the Titans on offense. And this drive, Brock, hopefully longer than that last one. They were only out there one play before they were picked off.
Yeah, kind of a good chance right now to see how risk-averse these guys are offensively. A lot of game left. They could give the passing game a little breather and start this one on the ground.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 32. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Throw left side, complete. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Texans headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we work our way through this regular season, you can see he's currently sitting in the top 5 of the league in passing. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Markers reset, ball at the 37.
At the 37-yard line.
Stroud throwing here on 1st. Has him on the quick hitter. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Stroud off the play fake. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Pass taken in by Diggs. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. From the gun, Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling Not for that defense, who puts a sack on the board.
And it's out of bounds without a whole lot of room for error. He hit it well. They're saying it's out at the 4. Out come the Titans for another offensive possession. And they couldn't be backed up much further, Brock, as safety really the only concern as they take possession here inside their 5-yard line. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
This close to your own goal line, they really don't want to risk a sack. That means, well, one option, run it and buy whatever breathing room you can.
Levis from the shotgun. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Throwing is Levis on 3rd down. Short pass brought in. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he hauls it in right near the 40-yard line. The Texans and Stephon Diggs getting set for this next offensive possession. And this truly has been an excellent campaign for him, sitting among the NFL's top 5 in receiving yards. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. On play action, here's Stroud. Connects on the crosser. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 26. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. To the air, Stroud. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. This is ahead for about 5. Roger McCreary brings him down that time. 1 quarter down in this all-AFC South contest. It's a 3-3 game. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Welcome back. We'll begin this 2nd quarter with the Texans in possession. They have it 2nd down, well inside of field goal range. From the 28. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Dell with the grab. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Has it at the 7. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that gives them 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The Texans take a 2nd quarter lead. Tank Dell the touchdown. Right on the edge of the goal line for 1st and goal. And I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a 1st down pass play can and certainly was effective.
Point after up and good by Fairbairn. And the Texans break that tie and now lead by 7. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Jackson now to return it. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40. The Titans ready to take over on offense. And they take over down 10-3 following that score. Levis now on first down. Brought in by Burks. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Caught him across the line early there. That's an easy call for our officials. Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage.
Still second down.
All right, here we go. Second down. From the gun, Levis. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Spears running behind center. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
First down, and they go right back to him. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
They run once more with Spears. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. It's going to be 2 on the pickup, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 13. Shotgun now for Levis. Caught at the 10-yard line. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Tennessee. The Titans can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Calvin Ridley with the touchdown. There sure was a lot of trust on that play, Brock, and he proved worthy of it with that end result.
Yeah, good old receiver. Someone who just knows how to get it into the end zone is worth his weight in gold to a QB. And on that throw, there was trust there that he had a shot to find pay dirt.
Nick Folk now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Titans tie things 10-10. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. Damian Pierce now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line. Now following the play, one of the Texans banged up in some pain. We're going to pause as he gets checked on. Back to the line they go. It's second down. Throwing is Stroud. Has it downfield, working the left. Hits the 20. He goes the distance. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans just need 2 snaps to steal the lead. It's a Stephon Diggs touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That one splits the uprights. And the Texans break that tie and now lead by 7. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. The Titans and receiver Calvin Ridley back out again on offense. They'll look to knot up this game right now as they trail 17-10. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now the shotgun give to Spears. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Christian Harris on the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
They're going to stay on the ground with Spears. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Call it 1 yard there. So consecutive 1-yard runs brings up 3rd and 8. Looking to throw Levis. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Ryan Stonehouse back out there again to punt it away. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Takes it in at the 21. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Now elsewhere on the return, there's an injured player in need of some attention, which he will get as trainers head his way. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. He finds Stover. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Had the 1st down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
4-yard line.
1st down, Stroud. Complete to Dell. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. He picks up 15 on the play. And it sets up a Houston 1st.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Cut by Diggs. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. 2nd down now, 7 to go.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 38-yard line.
A give to Mixon up the middle. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Rashad Weaver finishing off that play. Here's a nickel look by the Titans. 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Shotgun now for Stroud. He has the 1st over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Ooh, this is going to be a false start on the offense here.
False start, offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. They'll empty the backfield and motion him right. Pass caught by Mixon. He has room past the 25. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. A give. This is Mixon. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
4 yards on the the 14-yard line.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
Throwing on third down, Stroud escapes the pocket. Oh, the football's loose. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Look, you know I'm always trying to be positive, partner. You take away the ending, it was a great drive. Everything they were hoping for, but all that work and effort, it's gone.
And all that people are going to remember is that ending, Kate. That's all that unfortunately matters for this offense.
So the Tennessee offense headed out for another series. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Throwing from near his own goal line. He's got Ridley here on the slant. And they bring him down here at about the 13-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Levis from the shotgun. Got a man. Spears has it. Nothing doing there as he gets out of bounds back at the line. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It could be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
And he gets him something back on that return. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. Running with Mixon out of the gun. He'll cobble together a yard there. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at their 48-yard line.
From the gun, Stroud. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets it across midfield and into Titans territory. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. And it's the Texans with 3rd and 5. To the air, Stroud. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Back to throw, Stroud. Hits him on the out route. And he crosses out of bounds, so now we're going to learn who the penalty flag is on.
Offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Here's Stroud now. Connects with Mechie. And they make the tackle at the 38.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. He's on the move. Oh, he's gonna run for it! And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was hoping to get it to Tank Dell there. And that'll bring up second down.
Now second and 10.
Now it's Stroud. He's got it near the 8. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. Has his man. It's Mixon. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down. Now it's Kaimi Fairbairn on to try it for the Texans. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Everly's kick is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
Throwing it just before halftime. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. We've reached our halftime intermission with the Texans currently in front in Houston. Now we'll head over to Orlando, Florida. Check in with Jonathan Coachman for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where it was the visitors from the north, the Vikings, who were able to get the road victory. J.J. McCarthy, sharp in the victory, as his guys get back within a game of 500. We just watched a very good first half out of the Ohio State man, C.J. Stroud. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission. Both these teams ready for the fight ahead. We're ready to get back to it as well. And to do just that, we'll hand it back over to Kate
ready for the
and Brock.
Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So to begin the third, it'll be the Titans offense we see first. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Levis here on first down. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Christian Harris on the stop. The Texans bringing out an extra DB. Third down coming up. From the gun, Levis. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23. So no return on that punt. And it's going to be Texans football. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Throwing is Stroud. Completed over the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Now the give to Mixon. And he's brought down for a loss. Now we have a member of the Titans injured after the play and in need of some assistance. Offense to the line for second down. Stroud. Short pass brought in. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Titans are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. Well, Brock, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception right there.
We know that no lead in this league is safe ever, ever, ever. A one-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. They all seemingly come down to the final possession anyway. And with a whole half of football left, you just can't give away too many possessions like that.
We'll get another look at this Tennessee offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Ridley, the motion man left. From the 35 on 2nd down. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
3rd and short yardage, Levis. He completes it in traffic. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. On the play fake, it's Levis. Short pass caught by his tight end. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
2nd and 6 at the 25-yard line.
Levis throwing again. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Levis back to throw. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
The kick by Gano is good. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Pierce now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now a give to Mixon. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at the 31-yard line.
Shotgun now for Stroud. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
3rd and 5.
Looking to throw, Stroud. He's got him, that's Mixon. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
He's got it at the 24. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. 58 yards on the punt there. And it's going to be their football coming up. Spears on the give, headed right. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. From the 32. This has been a trend, yet another interception. And the Texans take over as he records his 10th career INT.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game without 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. They're already on a modest little winning streak here, currently in position to stretch it to 3 games as they take the field again. Hauled in left side. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Jack Gibbons in on the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
At the 34-yard line.
Motioning left is their running back. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Pass complete to Mechie. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. To the air, Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
No one picks him up, and he reminded everyone in the building why that's a major mistake. The linebacker's athleticism on full display. A sack in under 2 seconds? That's a select group of players on the planet who could pull that off.
And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Now we're going to have a stoppage after that return. Looks like somebody was shaken up on the play. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. That finds Burks, complete. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. It's an option to the left side. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
That's incomplete left side.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
To throw again on 2nd down, Levis. Has him on the quick hitter. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Here comes the Titans punting unit. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. Fields this at the 19. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Stroud. Mechie hauls it in. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Amani Hooker with the tackle. Second down now, 7 to go.
Second and 7 at the 27-yard line.
A give left side, here's Mixon. Breaks through, and he might break away. Arrives at the 40. And they'll finally get him at the 35-yard line. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
Kate, you know by now I'm not shy about referencing movies during a game, and that run, that was a picture-perfect script. You get the defense thinking one thing, looking one way, then bam! You surprise them with a twist, and head the other way for a big run.
So the big play moves him well past midfield, has him set up now at the 35. Stroud throwing here on first. Pass taken in by Diggs. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. Couldn't connect to a tank down. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Here's Stroud. Pass caught by Mixon. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter, but they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
A 45-yard attempt.
Eberle's kick is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
Jackson now to return it. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Here comes their offense out again. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Shotgun handoff now for Spears. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Levis. Setting up the screen. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be a Tennessee first down. Give now to the running back. Avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So nothing but a pair of field goals added to the board as we arrive at the end of our 3rd quarter. It's Titans ball, and they could use a score. They come into the 4th trailing. First and 10 now from the 30. Spears trying this straight ahead. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Here's Spears on the carry. And he'll only get this to the 26 before going down. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. And the Texans go in nickel coverage, 3rd down. Running it with Spears. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. So the Titans left with a 4th down, and we're going to see Nick Folk after the try. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And it pulls them back within 1 score here in the 4th.
His make there, they had to have that one. And it really does set up a judgment call down on the field. And this is where special teams coach and head coach are talking about game management. You've got 3 timeouts left, so you really can write either script you want. Onside kick or send it deep.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. Breaks the tackle, still going. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. He's got it on the bootleg. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Has his man. It's Mixon. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding. Offense.
He got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing him. Stroud from the pistol. Short pass brought in. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is, because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. Sideline, he's got it, and he gets the feet down too. They gain 14 on the play. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. Without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
On the carry, here's Dameon Pierce. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
Dumped off to his running back. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
On 3rd and long, it's Stroud. Finds the in route complete. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
You know, I don't mind the scheme. In fact, I like the call. Just not on that 3rd down in particular. Need to get it closer to the sticks to have a chance to move those chains.
Begins his return at the 16. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Now outruns their offense to take over. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Spears running behind center. Broke through the tackle. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Finds him over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. He can't hang on to the pass. And that leaves him with 3rd and short. A handoff to Spears. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And the Titans will have a 1st down.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the 1st down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Levis from the shotgun. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
On the play fake, it's Levis. Pass caught by Ridley. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. And this is Spears. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Man in motion here. From the 20 on 2nd down. Has the connection to Ridley. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Third and 10. Can this offense get it done? On the handoff, this is Spears. And they corral him after a minimal gain to the 21. Just 1 yard on the run. That's going to bring up 4th and 8. A lot of pressure on this kick for Nick Folk. It's a 38-yarder from the left hash. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And that brings things a little closer here late.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And I think by this point we can all agree, Brock, that he is not going to be stopped until the clock stops at the end of this game. He just continues to make catches count in this second half. 1st and 10, a run to Mixon. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a 1st down.
Dell with the grab. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Shotgun now for Stroud. He's got him. That's Mixon.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
Here we go, 2nd and very long. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play. That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Let's see what he can do on the return. And he found some space to do a little damage there before they bottle him up. This one returned for 11 yards. And it'll be their football. 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, Levis. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
At the 39-yard line.
From the 39. That'll be complete to Burks. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And that'll be a Tennessee 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
That throw finds Okonkwo. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. 2nd and 3 now.
Brings up 2nd and 3. At the Texans.
Tight end motioning right. Levis throwing again. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And what will they dial up on 3rd and short? He's back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Now hang on, looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Levis. Hits him on the in route. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. That takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Titans needing 4 points. 2nd and 3 now. Now Spears. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
He misfired on that one. It's behind his man. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that makes it 2nd and goal. Back to throw. The throw is caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Here he is to throw. And that's a touchdown. The catch is made, and they lead just before the end of this game.
Touchdown, Tennessee.
So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
Pierce now on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Here he is to throw. Pass taken in by Diggs. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. He'll look to throw it. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's incomplete. Second down coming up.
Roger McCreary on the coverage.
Setting up to pass. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Stroud off the play fake. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And he can't hang on to it in the end zone. Not an interception, only an incompletion. So they get it back. Second down coming up.
Now second and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Going right side, mixing with it. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
There and on for the field goal.
Final timeout called by the
50-yard
Texans.
attempt.
And it's on its way and through. He hit it from deep. And inside the final minute, they've tied this up.
These are the moments, Kate, when you realize how valuable a clutch kicker is. When he's the only guy out there and everybody relying on him, and he delivers.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
The Texans take over first and 10.
Levis here on first down. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one. So it's second down coming up.
30-yard line.
Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line.
Ball start. Offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They'll run here, following the penalty. And he'll get this up to the 29-yard line. It's about a 4-yard pickup, and they'll still be playing the sticks. 3rd and 11 coming up. Well, Brock, 4 quarters, couldn't decide a winner, and now we're set up for an exciting conclusion to this contest. Overtime is coming up next. All right, so in overtime, Brock, we could see 1 possession or we could see 3+. If the team who gets it first scores, the game ends then and there. A field goal or less, and we play on, and their opponents get a chance to respond. And if we're still tied after those first 2 possessions, this soccer chick likes this. It's golden goal football, Brock. The next score would win. Now, hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Pierce now on the return. Finds some space. He's past the 30. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. Houston's offense back out now, ready to go. They couldn't quite get the job done in regulation, but the home crowd rising now to fire them up and help them finish the job right away in OT. And a man is there to knock that away. Trying to find Stephon Diggs. So it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Here's Stroud now. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding. Offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. From the gun, Stroud. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Trying to find Stephon Diggs. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Down and 20.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. Had that one, but just couldn't see it through. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. The Texans set to punt. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Punt meets him at the 28. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And the Titans will get set to take over. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Another try following the sack. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up. Following that incompletion, we've got an injured player on the field in need of a look from the trainers. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Levis from the shotgun. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete. Just got a hand up on that to break it up. And that brings up 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. He breaks a tackle. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. 65 yards on the punt there. And they're going to take over possession. Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. Each offense has had a chance to score now, Brock. Neither one could, so we're in a sudden death. The next score wins it.
And wouldn't it be great, Kate, if we saw one of these defenses just take a turnover back for the winning touchdown? Really just surprise everybody here. It'll be a little tougher to do now, though. Both offenses a little more settled in, and you've got to imagine a little more sense of urgency.
It's Mixon on 2nd down. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Oh, looks like the defense got a little too excited there, and that's going to be a penalty.
Encroachment, defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early. Encroachment on that previous play, and that makes this a much shorter 1st and 5. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
1st down, Stroud. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And it sets up a Houston 1st.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Timeout taken by the defense. They're 2nd. As they'll be left with just 1 more to work with here in OT. And the kick team comes on. A chance to win it here in overtime. A very short kick here from the right hash. The kick is good. He got it. And they've taken back the lead.
Boy, that's a familiar path he's taken here. Now the 5th time he's run out and gotten the job done. I know. You'd rather have him be PATs, but it's been nice having that reliable leg to turn to all game long.
So it's a win for the Texans. And they only needed to set him up with a shot to connect and win it with 3, and his aim was true to make it happen and put an end to this competitive ball game. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner, Brock Heward, and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans, as we'll see you next time from Houston.